true of itself. It says of itself that it's a predicate, and it's right. So, rule number 11, predicates can be true of themselves. Some predicates, of course, are not true of themselves. Like is a cat, we already saw that. Is a cat is not a cat, so that predicate is not true of itself. Dunks. Dunks doesn't dunk. Dunks is a predicate, so it can't play basketball, it can't dunk. So it's not true to say that dunks dunks. No, false. Tastes like chicken. That's a predicate. Something can taste like chicken. Does taste like chicken taste like chicken? No, it doesn't. Taste like chicken is a predicate, so it doesn't taste like anything. But then you've got plenty of predicates that are true of themselves. Is a predicate, so is a predicate is true of itself. Is a string of words. Is a string of words. Yes, it is. So that predicate is true of itself. Typically comes at the end of a sentence. Well, typically comes at the end of a sentence does typically come at the end of a sentence. So that predicate is true of itself. Now,
makes sense.
Let's try to make a predicate that is true of all of the predicates that are true of themselves. And that predicate just is true of itself. Is true of itself is true of all of the predicates that are true of themselves. Fine, nothing wrong with that predicate. But then, what if we tried to make a predicate that's true of all of the predicates that are not true of themselves? That predicate would be is not true of itself. And now we're going to generate the paradox. I can't write this in a letter to Gottlob Frege because Gottlob Frege is dead, but I'm writing it in a video to you. Here's the question. Is not true of itself. This predicate, is it true of itself? Let's go through both possibilities. If it is true of itself, well then, what does it say about itself? It says that it's not true of itself.
There's the liar's paradox as well.
If this predicate is true of itself...
Yeah, it's basically anything. It's contradictions. Once you get that's what I'm saying. Humans, it sucks that, like I said, they're probably right where we're never going to figure out everything because we want to. That's always the goal, I suppose, as human beings. And like when you find out like these kind of questions, you're gonna find out it's all undeniable. aka you're never gonna fucking.
You think about this shit though, like it's like stuff that doesn't even refer. Like it's not even talking about anything. It's not even a predicate of anything that has like a particular character, right?
No, not necessarily, but it's just showing the logic. It's all logic.
That's why I think this statement is a lie, like the liar's paradox. That's why I think it's kind of like bullshit.
Yeah, because I'm saying if you are true, you can't be not true. That's the whole thing.
But it doesn't have any content. It doesn't have any like
meaning.
Language is supposed to express things. Yeah.
Like, yeah, but he was trying to do with words. He was trying to show that words were different than math, and it got a little bit further, but it doesn't get. It will never. It gets to the same question of being undecidable. You're never gonna fucking know. We as humans will probably never 100% know. And it sucks, like I said.
It only seem like things that pop up with systems and not like the vehicle for systems.
I get what you're saying, like but as long as they keep proving there's going to be contradictions in math, you're always going to prove that it's not decidable, and it sucks. But I don't know. It had to be one of the biggest breaks, but yeah. Just like I'm saying, until you can actually solve all these paradoxes, and that's the thing. These people, that's the whole thing with good science, good math, all this shit, is that you put it out to the world and people are supposed to disprove you. You know, so
no, I get it, but I think I kind of disagree with like if something.
Write a paper,
we were
brother.
We were talking about functions. We were talking about things that function on things. Like we're not talking like that's the thing that's so fucking weird. Like that's why I don't like the liar's paradox. Because I'm like, there's literally nothing being referred to in this. This is a system of references. It's not like I don't know. But no. Keep watching. I just want to like that's my intuition regarding linguistic paradoxes.
Well, I'd say there's only a minute left, but I thought we were getting to the outro. But okay, I got you. Oops.
Then it's not true of itself. If it is, then it isn't. What about the alternative? If this predicate is not true of itself, then it's not true of itself. But then it meets the condition set out in itself. It has this characteristic specified by the predicate. It's not true of itself. So if it's not true of itself, well then it's true of itself. Mm-hmm. If it is true of itself, then it's not true of itself. And not true just means false. So if it is true of itself, then it's false. of itself.
You also
And
have
if
to think
it's
about like
false
superposition
itself,
as well, like because we already have contradictions in quantum mechanics, right? Like we have
Probably.
superposition, like Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I mean,
so
yeah,
I don't know.
it's again, it's unsolvable till you know. But I think that's more likely or whatever than like this. This is like 100% contradiction. You can't. That's what I'm saying. These smart ass, like I said, that's why the dude almost died. Like, dude, once you figure out that you can't figure this out, dude, and you're this smart, dude, that's got to blow your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I'm saying these are the smartest people in the world trying to figure this shit out. Where, you know, it's I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not that smart, obviously, so it just blows my mind in a different way. But for them, like I said, if you're the smartest motherfucker in the world, if you're fucking Stephen Hawking, you can't figure out math that fucking knows everything, dude. I mean, that's got to mean something, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know these questions exist. Like I bet you any mathematician that's been to school like this all knows all
Yep.
about these things. You know, it's all studied. You
Yep.
know,
Absolutely.
and they want to figure it out too. Because if you did, guess what? You're gonna be a Nobel Prize mathematician for the year. You know, one of the biggest breakthroughs ever. You know, so I mean, they all try.
Yep.
And, hold on.
then it's true of itself.
I got
So
a
it's
video for you
both
after this.
true and false, which is a contradiction. And this isn't a paradox that we can just escape by declaring that there is no rule 11. In the case of set theory, yeah, maybe we could just declare that sets cannot contain themselves. But in the case of predication, which is just talking, in the case of saying things about things, we can't just declare that predicates cannot be true of themselves, because they can. This rule 11, this just is true. And once you give me rule 11, I'm going to generate the paradox. This is a paradox that we can't escape.
That's funny.
Well, he's trying to show like no matter what language you use or what concept you
No,
use,
of course.
like sets or predicates. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
for
is
sure.
interesting. That is.
No, definitely, dude. I love that kind of shit. But so okay. If you, it's called the 3x plus 1 problem. It's another math problem that people try to figure out, but they can't. Okay. It's so if you take any number you could ever think of, right? Any number, and if it's an odd, you times it by 3 and you add 1. Okay.
Yeah.
And if it's even, you divide by 2. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what number you pick, up to I think it was like 80 billion digits, whatever it was, it always ends in 421 sequence, no matter what.
That's interesting.
And people
That has that's like a base 10 problem, though, isn't it? Don't you think about it? I don't
maybe,
know.
but how about this, which is
Try different
crazy? So
bases
what
and
makes
what happens.
mathematicians go really crazy though is if because it's only positive integers, but like if you were to do it negative integers, it doesn't end the same. It doesn't end in 421 negative. You know, there's 3 different
Okay.
outcomes. So if you do negative numbers, there could be 3 different outcomes for your end digits. But if you do positives only, it always ends in 421.
That's fascinating, actually. 3 different ones, not 2 different ones.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
if you do negative numbers, yeah. I'm saying like a lot of mathematician people like I remember that the video I was watching, the guy was like, "Oh yeah, we tell students don't even fucking try to work on this problem. It's just a fucking mind-bending like whatever, like it's just a waste of time. Like it's a waste of time. You're never going to figure it out. You know, everyone tries to do it, but you're never going to do it. Like just stop, just don't." You know, like
Dude, fuck
but again,
that.
they all try being
Gotta
like again, when you're super smart like these people try to be like you try to figure out the problem. You know, there's a problem. And again, like humans in general, we try to always figure out the answer. And it sucks. Like I said, there is probably answers we'll never actually figure out all the way. Like, I don't think we'll ever figure out pi all the way, you know, like not all the way. Because again, like you're saying, we can't count to infinity, you know, like, so when something's like that big, I don't think there is an actual solvable answer. Like, not 100%.
Yeah.
All you can do is get better number, like more perfect, more exact, but you'll never be 100% exact. And like I said, people are losing their minds, these smart people, because this price sucks. Oh man. All right, I should probably wind down.
Soon.
I gotta work tomorrow. I gotta roll a couple cigarettes up. I'll chill out, I think. Hopefully somebody calls back tomorrow or next day. I love arguing with people because I'm really good at it. Because I thought about things, so
I think that's fucking hilarious. That guy
it was funny.
fucking came in here.
I wonder if I know him. I don't know
Uh,
how I found him. I put a few things out, like, and I put one on Reddit. I put a couple on Facebook and shit. So I don't know how the fuck, but cool. Maybe I
No.
know, maybe I don't. I don't know. Not by the name, but whatever.
Whatever.
I always say, if you're gonna talk to me about shit, you better come with some good arguments and or some facts or evidence. That's always what I'm gonna ask you, because I have facts or evidence. So you better have something that
Always.
makes more sense.
Yep.
Like I said, there's been a couple times on when I was debating on X, Twitter, whatever, where the guy fucking else he showed me a different court case or something like this where I didn't know. Like I said, I gave him props. I was like, thank you, bro. Like you're one of the few people that
Yeah, dude.
actually knew something more about this subject, and I appreciate you showing me something.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. All right, my brother. Oh well, we'll see what's tomorrow. Thursday. I might be on
Yep.
later. Maybe like school nights, or maybe after 9, because I don't get home till like 7:30. So I'll probably wait till the kids go to bed. Maybe I'll stream after.
All right, man.
So I'll let you guys know.
I will see you then.
All right, my
Let
brother.
me go.
Peace out.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace out. We're gonna have a good time. Peace out. If you wanna argue, come with some facts, or else you're gonna get dogged, and you'll never get it back. Love y'all. Peace out.